everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Crusader Kings 2, The Old Gods. Last episode, we actually were able to create our own ruler named Mathis of Oslandet, who's going to be right over here, and we're able to make some decent progress. In decent progress, I mean that, I'll tip play here, we're able to take Telegrad for ourselves, or Telemark rather, not Telegrad, Telemark for ourselves, under the subjugation casus belli, and making the ruler bow to our whim. And subjugation gives a nice bonus of plus 75, so people are really happy that we subjugate them. We also had Uppland kind of rise in a desperate attempt for independence, and we were quickly able to quash his army under our feet and take him back under our rule and take him and put him in prison. That gives us a bunch of unique and interesting options, but before we get to that, another thing that popped up was the title loss on succession. And the reason we're actually going to end up losing these titles, thank you to the commenter who pointed this out, is that we are on Gavelkind succession laws. And the problem with that is that since we are a pagan ruler, we don't have a choice. It is going to be Gavelkind one way or another. And that means when we die, our lands are separated between our children. And that can cause a few problems and a few bonuses. It could be good if both of our children or all of our children who end up inhabiting land are good. They're very good stat-wise and trait-wise. They're good, strong rulers. And that they like each other, so they become very strong allies at the same time. On the other hand, which is a more likely case, we're going to have one child who's just so incredibly fit to rule, it's ridiculous, and the other children or child are either not fit to rule or complete imbeciles altogether. So that may be an interesting kind of thing to look at come the time when we are coming close to our death. Do we want to let the land separate amongst themselves and amongst the children, or do we want to take a more underhanded approach and potentially try to kill our children in the process? Things to think about. So we're talking about the prisoner that we have here. Now we have a few interesting options. We could hold a blot, which is a sacrifice, which will give us piety and respect to us and over the next year or so. We will end up sacrificing him. Now if we do sacrifice him, there won't be any penalty to killing him. We won't get any loss of opinion from our vassals. But what it does mean is that his son will inherit the land, and his son in general doesn't like us all that much because of our short reign, and if he does take the throne, he is an ambitious bastard, as well as envious and trusting, but the ambitious is going to have a huge minus 50 hit, and he will inherit all the claims his father has at the same time, meaning he will also have another negative hit to us, so he will not like us very much. So taking this man and leaving him as the essentially as the ruler is actually probably going to be the best bet for us because he likes us. So we're going to cancel the plot to try and revoke his lands and leave him in prison as the lord. In fact, the only thing that I really care about is potentially killing his son. His son is going to be a bit more of a problem further on down the line, I think. Whoa, who's this? Who's this genius? Linda. Linda, who are you and why are you so amazing? She's my courtier. She's a genius. She's pregnant. Oh, she's married. We need to kill him. I want her. She's a genius and she's ambitious. Oh my god, we need to kill him ASAP. Really quickly. Really quickly. Wow. If we can kill him and take his wife for our own, I mean, she's arbitrary. She's not even that great. So killing her off would be a good thing. So I think that's going to be our goal right now, is potentially kill off the heir himself, take the wife for our own, and then move on from there. We'll see what we can end up doing for that. In fact, what we're going to end up doing is moving our spy master to be... Is he scheming already? I think he's already scheming. I would like to build a spy network. That's what I want him to do. When can I do this? Nude in June. June is coming. Alright, what happened? Our steward is dead. Stein is no longer steward for King Mathis. He was killed by an angry mob of peasants. I lose 15 prestige. Not a huge deal. More importantly, we're gonna have to get another one. Oh dear lord. None of them are good. You know, I'm gonna hold off on having a steward, and I'm gonna attempt to invite a nobleman to court. And with luck, we're gonna get hopefully somebody good. It's kind of a gamble doing that, but we could potentially get somebody better. And we kind of do. We get someone who's an 8 again. That's fine. Welcome to being my steward. Go and research economy tech. Having you collect taxes is going to be a lot more dangerous. Speaking of which, we need to look at the technology tree real quick. The technology tree is completely new and completely redone. We actually can't do anything right now. We'll talk about it when we can do something with it. I like the way the tech tree works. It's a lot more a lot more well explained and a lot easier to understand over time. Now we could attempt to take over Adger. What I think I'm going to do is actually work our way up and around, and then eventually aim for over here. Just literally working on a loop. The more lands we get, the more powerful we become. At the same time, we don't want to take too much under our heel. The Varangian Guard. Basilius, the great king of the Greeks, is distraught over the poor mettle of his countrymen. Knowing well our skill in battle, he has decided to form a bodyguard consisting solely of Norse warriors. Those who serve him in the great city of Miklograd are generously rewarded, and even now many of our young men eager for riches and adventure have departed for Greece to pick up his banister. May they find excitement they yearn. The Varangian Guard, I don't know what that is. Can I actually take a look at that? We're going to slow down time here. Where is the Byzantine Empire? It's here. We can just come over here. The Varangian Guard. He's a gardener. He doesn't like us all that much, which is surprising, seeing that he has the Varangian Guard here. Interesting. Nothing we can really do. Alright, what we're going to do is wait in time. We'll take a look at the lands. It seems East and West Francia have formed. Aquitaine is in a bit of a secession crisis. My mission to Telemark is so far a success. During the visit to the court, Godi Hemming of Eidensburg, I seem to manage to make him understand. So he likes us for 2 years by 4 more, which is good. Our diplomatic relations with him shall be strong. And as soon as it hits July, which is what we want, we'll be looking to move into Oppoland. How are our neighbors? Do they like us very much? That's something we have to worry about as well. With our neighbors liking us, we don't have to worry about them kind of pushing, because they can become kings as well. My liege, since there's never been a shortage of soldiers. So, much like we have the subjugation, we can subjugate all of Norway because of our wish to become king of Norway. There's the same thing for Sweden, I believe. So we want to make sure that they themselves don't attempt to kill us. Over here, let's take a look at him. He wishes to amass wealth. He likes us well enough. Temperate versus gluttonous. Yeah, I mean, he likes us well enough. He's a Viking. He's considered a Viking, which is actually pretty good. Has earned the reputation of fearsome Viking raider. I wonder how you get that. I think you get that through raiding a whole bunch. But I actually would be more worried about him. I kind of want him on our side a little bit more. So we're just going to throw... Ooh, that's a lot of gold to throw on. Never mind. We'll just not worry about him. Let's just hope he just continues to like us. Back to our... Here we are. So we can build a spy network now in Oppoland, which is going to crank up our assassination attempt by about 6. And I would love to have some people of power helping me out here. My concubine is pregnant, which is unfortunate. It is as if I see Galia for the first time. Her good-natured spirit, the interesting and funny quirk she has, and how lovely she really is. Could it be that I love my Galia? That'd be unfortunate, because I kind of want my wife to be the other person. I embrace the love I feel, which will give me 5 piety, or deny thy love, where my opinion changes for 10 years. You know, we'll accept it. We'll accept that I love her. I'm not going to worry about it too much. It doesn't say that I love her. We're going to have a huge bonus because of love, which is fine. My concubine's pregnant. I can only hope for a daughter at this point, because I think the laws are only males may inherit, which let's double check that for now while we have peacetime here. Agnatic, change the species of all vassals. Only males can inherit. That's what I want. So hopefully we have a daughter. That's going to be the overall goal. I guess we should attempt to push for Agder. I'm a little nervous right now, primarily because I haven't been able to assassinate his son. What is this? He no longer likes me too much because he's ambitious. He did like us for a little bit there. How long has he been my prisoner? We can take a look at that by going into prisoners. He's been my prisoner for a year. Not a big deal. It's fine. He can be envious all he wants. I want his son dead. And with luck, he will eventually die. He likes us a little bit more. But that's fine. Let's start pushing for Agder. Let's start offer of vacillation. She says no. We're gonna push for the subjugation of Norway here. And by doing that, we're gonna raise all of our levies. But we're going to move here to Telemark. And we will meet there and combine over there. Now, I want to make sure that we don't go too high above the three run. And the reason I don't want to do that too much is because sometimes events can happen that I'm not prepped for. And with that, we can get ourselves in a lot of trouble. Especially if time's going really quickly and all of a sudden a bunch of events pop up and we kind of get ourselves into like a situation where looking at too many events popping up at once, eventually somebody ends up dying. Ilyana, a son, another son. That is actually not good. Some death may end up having to happen here. But we're going to move into Agdar and hopefully push into there and take it very quickly. Let's just move in. And what we could do now while we're here, because we have the numbers to do it, we can actually just throw our men kind of at the walls. Let's just throw him as a looter, Outland Raiders. And wait for them to combine. And when they combine, after they combine, come on, you're almost there. There we go. I will turn off raiding, merge them, and then what we could do is click on here, I believe. Isn't there a way to toss them up against the walls? Go to location. I thought there was a way I could force the siege, but we could take time and let it siege over time. That's fine too. Oh, right here. Attempt to assault the holding. We can order an assault on the holding, but we may take serious losses if we attempt to do so. Let's just go ahead and do it. We're just going to assault the holding and see if we can do some major damage that way. We are actually taking some significant losses doing this, which is really unfortunate. But it is also speeding up the siege at the same time. We'll easily succeed in doing this, but again, our numbers are probably not high enough where we want to end up doing this over time. So we'll finish the assault on the holding, hopefully, and then we'll just let the regular siege happen. So we've put ourselves in a pretty decent war score. Can't quite enforce our demands yet, but now we can just sit and wait. We're going to take Agdar pretty handily here. Not going to force that siege again. That was not the smartest idea. And how is our assassination attempt? The cook and I did not really plan... Pardon me. The cook and I did not really plan to humiliate Freyr. We only want him to realize how his paranoia made everybody's life more difficult than it should be. You got us. Please don't hurt us. What happened? My marshal? At least he calmed down a bit. What, did he just lose his paranoia? And so I like him a bit more for 2 years? That's my marshal? That's fine. He likes us a lot anyway, and I like him a bit more now as well. There's nobody really better than him. I would like to see some of these people replaced with a bit better people. Oh, wow. We actually have somebody way better over here at the Spy Master. Another victory. We're going to actually make this man our Spy Master, because he's way better. So let's make him our Spy Master. Build a spy network in Opland. Oh. This man claims he'd be a better steward. Our current steward's at an 8. He is at a 13. He's just a courtier. I guess we could do that. Yeah, let's do it. That's fine. I have no worries about that. Now that we have him, we can actually have him collecting taxes. Let's actually have him collect taxes in our lands. Who are these people? Army of Godi Bultfur. Is he going? And my concubine is pregnant. Who is this man and why is he marching in my lands? That worries me a little bit. We'll see what happens. Looks like we did another successful siege, so now we can enforce our demands. I have no idea what this army is going, but we're going to enforce our demands here. We have subjugated Norway. We can now dismiss our army on the premise of we are just badasses. And let's take a look at what they offer us here. Now, we could, of course, take a concubine, but we can only hold 3 concubines, I've learned. So we might not want to end up taking a concubine from them. It's just we don't want to fill up our concubine hold too much, especially if we're going to take the wife of this man's son. She's ruling in his place, apparently, which is totally fine. I want his wife, is all I want. How's our plot going? 27% plot power, and nobody else willing to join, which is really unfortunate. That's fine. So how much does she like us? She likes us a lot. She's not happy because of our short reign, but at the same time, that's fine. Her regent actually probably hates us a little bit, but that's also okay. What is his... He's a steward. He's really not that big of a deal. We could actually get him married if we really wanted to. Arrange a marriage. That'll probably help him like us a little bit. My courtier, that's fine. Who is she? Fortune builder, cynical. That's fine. Here you go. Get married. You'll be happy with us a little bit better. There we go. There you go. You got married. No, you're not gonna... You should be happy with me now. Yeah, you should be much happier. I helped you get married, you asshat. Whatever. She doesn't like me anymore either. Oh well, not a big deal. So we took Agder now, which is excellent for us. We might be able to offer some vacillation to some people. Our power is getting much, much larger over time. A son, oh my god, another son. That is a huge problem. Let's take a look at our children real quick. Pause the game. We have a righteous imprisonment. Try to imprison Heralder. Why? Try to imprison him. What is his plot? What plots do I know about? Kill. Oh, he's trying to kill my marshal? Who's King Heralder? My steward is trying to kill my marshal. Why? Because he's just better? He is a good marshal. I'll give him that. He would make a really good marshal. So what I'll ask you to do is to end your plot. I understand what you're doing. That's fine. End your plot. We'll speed it up, and I'll make you my marshal. How's that sound? Blessing upon you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to retire you from my council, which is okay with me. We'll put this man back on the seat, and then we'll make you our marshal, my marshal. I know that's what you want. That's fine. Welcome to being my marshal. Welcome. It's a fun profession. Research economy tech. We have a shitty steward again, but we have an excellent marshal, so we're gonna have him train troops as well. Not a big deal. See, look at that. Everybody gets what they want, and nobody has to die. Sometimes all you have to do is tell me what you want. I'm a kind man, and that's how I roll. You want something, just tell me. Anyway, my son looks like he's gonna be very diplomatic and a really good marshal. His other siblings. This one, okay. Potentially good marshal. Ooh, he's going to be strong. That's also excellent. We've got so many different things happening here. We'll see what ends up happening as far as what title successions we end up losing over time. Keeping an eye on this guy because he's large and in charge. We don't want to lose too much to him. Let's take a look at what we can do for some... Let's go on a grand hunt and celebration. I will find the white stag. Let's go on a grand hunt. I feel like that could get us a bit of prestige while we're in this time of peace. Heralder is boasting about how much better of a hunter he is compared to you, just because he killed a large deer on his own, my marshal. He cannot hunt from the dungeon. Not gonna happen. Thank you. Thank Tyr for Heralder. Yes, thank him. Thank the god Tyr for what he's given me. I am a zealous man. The day did not bring any game at all. It has been a futile hunting trip with my guests, and my face still burned with shame when the gamekeeper told me about deer parks. King Mathis gains the go-ahead. Not good enough about deer parks. So I'm going to gain the ambitious trait for... so let's do that. Let's gain ambitious. That's excellent. While chasing an agile deer, my horse stumbled upon and broke his leg. Luckily, I was thrown off, but now my horse is in pain. I will end his suffering, or huntsman, I need you. Slothful is a huge negative. We don't want to do that. I will just end up killing it myself. I see the mighty stag while my party's hunting. What are the odds? Gain 5 prestige. Spare its majesty, gain some diplomacy, or it would look really good. Spare its majesty and gain a +1 to diplomacy, because diplomacy is going to be really important to make sure people are happy with us through diplomatic means. So, he's boasting about how much better of a hunt he is compared to you. Thank Thor. Excellent. All right, timeout. We're going to take a look right quick at our... We gained ambitious, which is excellent, but more importantly, we should invest in technological advances. So, technology works totally differently now. What happens is, over time, I believe, over time, we can get a point or so. What is this? Cultural technology. We cultivate points, and then we spend points in research. And it's unlike last time where we just click on something and say, we want to work on this. It's actually points that are accumulated we can spend. So, confided laws. I want to focus on legalism, which is where we're going to put our first point here, which is fine. After you get 100 points, I believe, after every 100 points, you get to spend on one. So we're going to put up on legalism, and next up is, looks like military advances coming next. We're going to probably put it towards our soldiers. So every 100 points, you get to put something towards research, which is totally good with me. I like that a lot. All right, now that we went on a grand hunt, we can commission a rune stone. Let's do that. Spend 100 gold, and what the commissioned rune stone is going to let us do... Oh, we have somebody who will actually join our plot, so we'll send that off. What a commissioned rune stone will do is basically give us the... basically kind of tells our history of ourselves. So let's spend 100 gold here and commission a rune stone. Let it speak of me. So, We're going to make some choices. The artisan who will carve and paint the runestone are asking for instructions. Which of your qualities should it speak of? All my favorite recipes because I'm gluttonous. It should mention the importance of being kind to others, a kind trait. Make strong bonds to Odin, so because I'm zealous. Well, because I'm trying to subjugate all of Norway under my rule in the name of the gods, let's go with Odin. The strength Odin gives us. Unpause the game. We're have somebody join our plot now, which is great. The grand hunt is over. We're going to gain 10 prestige from that. Our hunting party has cornered a large bear. A small argument amongst the hunters regarding who should get the bear kill turned into a brawl. Just solve it already. I can gain Wrath, which is going to give me +3 martial, -1 intrigue, -1 diplomacy, or give me the bear spear and go for it myself, which could give me maimed or wounded, or just give me no effect with straight up prestige and some martial and stewardship. Let's give me the bear. I'm going to do it myself, and I did it. All right, nothing bad happened. That's thank goodness. All right, so with the plot opening, we have 60% plot power. We can actually invite somebody else now, which is even better. And my son is ready to be educated, and because he is my son, and he looks like he's very promising, we're gonna get him to educate under my rule. Send it off. He is my child. I will teach him the ways of the world. My chancellor is garbage. He's still sowing dissent. We should probably try to improve diplomatic relations, I think, over here. Let's try to send him off to do that. Any more people I can add to this plot? Now that we have some time. Nope, no more. So the runestone will be finished soon. And it looks like this plot is getting better and better and better. I would love to add plot power. Well, died of depression. That's fine. It's a pity, but that's fine. The Chancellor of Opelin. This is my Chancellor. Let's get him married. Let's try to find him a wife. Arrange a marriage. Who's this? My vassal? Oh, wait. Edmund? This is the guy I want dead. Isn't it? Oh, no. He must have multiple children. Wait. I'm very confused. I lost track of what was going on. Oh, well. Done deal. We're just going to sit here and gain some more prestige while we try to improve our diplomatic relations. Ah, the runestone has been raised. The runestone you commissioned has been finished and raised on the spot you chose for it. You examine the runes. Mathis, son of nobody, and ordered in blank, ordered this stone raised in honor of the gods. No one was more devoted to Odin. No one was more deserving of a place in Valhalla. These runes were carved by Grimm and painted by Borkvard. You leave the stone content in the knowledge that many centuries from now, when its paint has long faded, scholars will be studying these runes carvings in an effort to glean the wisdom from their words. It's perfect. I gained 200 prestige, 2 diplomacy, and a general opinion of +10, which is actually really good. Potentially good enough to bring in some other people. You're going to come in. That's fine. Who else can we drag in? Anybody whose opinion was changed by that runestone? Because you should be happy about it. Apparently not. Alright, so we have 100%. A book without a title is pushed into my hands by a hooded man clad in midnight blue. Something was said but was lost in the confusion. The book was still there. Hey, wait. Intense study of the book will follow. Or it wants me to read it. I gain illumination until January. For a year I get illumination, which is piety and prestige monthly. Yeah, sure. I'll gain some extra prestige. I always knew my ambition would help me reach great places, and to acquire some wealth during the way is always nice. Gold, diamonds, wait, what? Okay, excellent. A troubadour and his wife, the Trobatories, has arrived from Aquitania. Their performances range from vulgar satires to political servants, and everything in between, including songs and poems of courtly love. I hope they know Falcon Lake. I remember these two. They came here last year. I don't know who that is. They will be paid, I assure you. And I gain charitable. Charitable gains me +3 diplomacy. Charitable. I'm a charitable man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a kind, charitable man. I'm getting really old, though, and my plot to kill kill the man is not actually coming to fruition here. Let's take a look at the religious looks of the land here. My co-conspirator, Mayor Annie, has procured a poisonous viper and sends word that it will soon dig its fangs. Just don't point that thing at me. Good, let's do it. I'm thinking of raiding soon, but I think we have more worries about becoming the king. We want to become king before we die, so let's make sure that's what ends up happening. Once again, we'll attempt to offer vacillation. Says no. Seed to kill the plot. Got him. Success. The snake performed its duty with a plum and pumped Ragnar full of its deadly venom. Unfortunately, the serpent was caught, and the cellar has revealed my complice. Good, but bad. So people now know that I was the man who attempted to kill him, which is an unfortunate situation, seeing that I killed his son. I'm a traitor. How does everybody else think of me? The book is gibberish, but also enlightening. But even if I struggle with some chapters, its mystery still engrosses me. Something is concealed in the book's language, and I am determined to find out what. Cough, cough? Oh, bad. Ha. The book's secret eludes me. The secret will soon be mine. Let's do it. Let's try to find out what the secret is. I just want to make sure everybody still likes me, even though that I was a traitor. Seems it. So now that we know that we killed off his son, let's take concubine. Who's the genius? You're the genius. Thank you, concubine. I'm taking you as my own. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's who I wanted. The secret within the book still eluded me. After several weeks of intense study, wasted time, and wasted ink, the man couldn't be anything but a maniac, filling precious parchment with a malarkey and incomprehensible. So what did I get? The scholar? +2 learning. That's fine. That's still pretty good. Let's take the concubine first, and then we'll declare war. May you live in harmony and contentment. I have decided to accept your suggestion. My son is not exerting himself in his studies. I'm starting to despair. Just as Dance, talk to him about being diligent. 50% chance of diligent, and then everything else is worse. I could pray and gain piety. He'll just lose slothful. He has gained the diligent trait. Excellent. That's excellent, excellent. So, Linda has arrived in our court. She is my concubine. In fact, I would like to make her my wife, so I might file for a divorce here. She does like me a lot. Though I could save her. How old is she? She's 22. I could save her for my son. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Arrange betrothal to my son. I would like to... No, I can't. Let's arrange... Maybe I threw my son this way? How's my other son looking, by the way? Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so my main son... Let's see if we can arrange him a betrothal to my concubine. Who is this? My courtier. Well, if I release her, will she become... I think she'll enter my court. She has children. If I release her, let's see what happens if I release her. Oh, she's pregnant. Interesting. Alright, well, we're going to I think, wrap up this episode here. It's been a long one for sure. I mean, do a quick kind of recap on what happened. We have the game paused so we can not worry about it. We took Agder as our own, but more importantly, we did a lot of focusing on self-improvement. We were able to kill off the son of this man here, releasing the genius wife he had and taking her for our own. We were able to take Agder quite handily. We're also trying to improve our diplomatic relations with this large county over here because they could be extraordinarily dangerous. And my own man had become ambitious, charitable, and has become rather old in time. So I'm a little worried about his health, but we'll see what ends up happening. With that, I think we're going to wrap things up. Another successful, wonderful little situation. What was I? A session. That's what I was looking for here in Crusader Kings. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for swinging by.